Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Rangers Review News Bulletin this Wednesday, the 18th of June. I hope you're all well, whatever you are up to. The big news this morning you may have seen or may not have if you've been busy is the UEFA Champions League second qualifying round draw has paired Rangers with Panathinaikos. It was either the Greek side, Servette or Bran they could face, and it's fair to say that many were hoping to avoid Panathinaikos, but Rangers will take on the Athens-based side. The first leg will take place on the 22nd or 23rd of July. That expected to be at Ibrox first, as Rangers were brought out of the hat first, with the return leg in the Greek capital the following week, either the 29th or 30th of July. So not ideal, you could say. Rangers were the seeded side, but I don't know if there's much benefit of being the seed when you're drawn to play at home first of all. So yeah, but it's going to be a tough task for Rangers. Rangers did release a tweet saying supporters should wait for the dates and order of the tie to be confirmed by UEFA before making travel plans, but it's widely expected that that first leg will be at Ibrox. And yeah, it will be the first time the two teams have met since that fateful night in Athens. You can see there Nacho Novo was a hero. His strike enabled Rangers to progress to the next round of the UEFA Cup, as it was back in 2008. And Rangers embarked, of course, on that glorious run to Manchester. Could this be the start of another successful European campaign? Who knows? Rangers do need to negotiate 3 obstacles if they're to make the Champions League group stage, which is going to be a tough task for what it will be Russell Martin's new look Rangers side. So yeah, meeting Panathinaikos prior to that match in 2008. You remember the two teams met in the Champions League group stage back in 2003. It was a pretty forgettable campaign as far as Rangers are concerned. Early doors in that group stage, Rangers went to Athens and got a 1-1 draw. Emerson, if you remember, scored I think that may have been his only goal, or one of very few goals in the Rangers jersey. A 1-1 draw over there. Panathinaikos defeating Rangers 3-1 at Ibrox. But in terms of the permutations, if Rangers managed to get past the Greek side, what happens then? Well, here is a bit of an explainer for us. So if Rangers are defeated, then they will enter the Europa League third qualifying round. And if they lose that, then they would enter the Conference League playoff round. So there is a scenario where Rangers, if they lose this match against two-legged tie against Panathinaikos, they could drop out of Europe altogether if they then lose the 2 subsequent games to get them into the 2 competitions beneath the Champions League. So this is imperative. If they win this second qualifying round, then it means they progress, of course, to the third qualifying round in the Champions League. And if they were to lose that, they would drop into the Europa League phase. So it would guarantee Europa League group stage football if Rangers can get the better of the Greek outfit. So it's a huge game, massive, not ideal given the influx of players that Rangers require, given that the new manager at the helm, the new ownership, and everything that goes in between, that they face such a mammoth fixture, a 2-legged tie, that is huge in terms of finances, of course, and season expectations and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, big game. It's going to come around before we know it. Next month, of course, 22nd or 23rd of July will be the first leg of that fixture. Elsewhere, and you will have seen the news yesterday that Lyle Cameron has been unveiled as a Rangers player. He signed that pre-contract from Dundee a good few months ago now, but he was officially unveiled as a Rangers player yesterday and spoke well to Rangers TV. This is what he had to say. Earlier in the season, I was asked if I'd like to play for a club like Rangers, and I said, yeah. I got a bit of slack for that at the time, but I just felt like playing for a club like this is a dream come true, and I just can't wait to get started. I think this can push me to the next level. It's a big change moving through here. I've always lived at home, so that is going to be a big change for me. There are a lot more games, a lot bigger expectations. It will be a massive change for me. So I'll need to learn to deal with that. It's obviously amazing to walk in the door, and it's a privilege. and I have been waiting for this for a long time. It was announced quite a while ago, so I've been playing with it in the back of my mind for a couple of months, but just to be here now in the building is amazing. It wasn't easy the last couple of months. He was alluding to the expectations change when you sign for a club like this. So I think people expected a lot more from me. And I went through a spell where I wasn't playing my best football. Once I got over that, I started playing better again. And thankfully, in the end, it was just enough to help Dundee stay up. I've played in Scotland for 3 years now. I know what the other teams are going to bring and what it is like to go to different places. That is a benefit, and playing for Rangers is totally different. You're dominating the ball, whereas at Dundee, I'm maybe not as used to that, but I think it suits my game. It continued as well when the Rangers interest came up. And he says, to be honest, it was a no-brainer. As soon as Rangers came up, I was desperate to be here. A massive club, the history and everything about it. Being from Scotland, I know what the club stands for. So as soon as it came up, I wanted to jump at it. It's been a long wait, but I'm just delighted to be here. It's a new project, really. The club are looking to improve, build, win leagues. It was something that is great to be a part of. I want to come here and make an impression, do as well as possible, and get this club back to where it belongs. From a personal perspective, my numbers, goals and assists were quite good for a midfielder last season, so I enjoyed it in that way. Obviously, it didn't come without some difficult days. We had a few bad results and we're hanging around the bottom of the league. Again, it is a learning process, and I feel I have learnt a lot at Dundee that can benefit me going forward in my career. So there you go. Leo Cameron speaking about his move to Rangers. As I touched on the show this morning, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he can bring in that Rangers jersey. And just a heads up, I'll be speaking to a Bournemouth podcaster a little bit later on, folks, with regards to Rangers reported target Max Aarons. The two clubs said to be in talks about a potential transfer. So we'll get a bit of insight into his time down there on the south coast of England. He hasn't quite had the time that he would have envisaged down there at the Cherries. So we'll be getting a bit of flavour as to why it hasn't quite worked for him down there and what we can expect if he's to pitch up at Rangers. We also spoke to Ashley, who was brilliant from the Up the Poshcast podcast, which covers Peterborough United in great detail. He gave us some insight into Kwame Poku. You can find that video over on the YouTube channel right now. Right, that'll do us there. If I don't speak to you later on, enjoy your Wednesday, whatever you are doing, and we'll chat again soon. Bye for now.